Hello everybody, welcome back to my second part of the WoW update thingy, like the WoW improvement series. Well, I didn't do one of those in, well, months, it seems like, because I had a WoW break. I had a part 2 already recorded, but in the end I really said nope, I'm not gonna upload that shit from months ago. I'm not that lazy. Let's make a new one. And, well, here we are again. And I said, I think in the first part that this part will be about the character stats and stuff like that. But what I was on about last time was like the general stuff. So how can we get to a different topic than the general stuff? Well, we actually want to go to the same topic again, to the characters, because the characters is the thing we spend most of the time with, right? And it is kind of funny that we are actually getting more and more, well, stuff taken away from our characters. I mean, we started out with many more stats than we have at the moment, and, well, some of it is okay, and some of it I think that is not so a-okay. For example, stuff like the degradation of intelligence and agility and strength for classes that don't have that as their main attribute. I mean, what happened is, back in the day, I don't know when that stopped, because in Pandaria I was not the most active one. So I don't know if that was like in Pandaria already, because I also didn't play a new character in Pandaria, if I remember right. I'm not sure. But the thing is that as long as I can remember up to Wrath of the Lich King and I think Cataclysm, if you didn't take your main attribute as a stat, for example, strength, on an agility character, on a rogue for example. The best example I can give is a rogue, because I play rogue for like 9 years, 9.5. Wow, time goes by very, very fast. You would still get an attack power bonus from strength. So strength would give you actually 1 attack power for each point in strength, flat, which is of course quite good if you ask me. But that was removed back in the day, and I don't really understand why. Because the thing is that even though those attributes are not your main attributes anymore, which is, of course, difficult for new players to get behind, why you should not take stats that are not your main stat. And those bonuses weren't that useful. In low level, where we didn't have those passive effects all of the time, in low level, those effects were actually quite helpful. For example, if I would find an item with strength and agility as a rogue, it would still give me something to work with, because the strength would still add to my agility and to my overall performance. And that is something I was asking myself, why exactly that was like a normal thing to erase. I mean, I can understand that, for example, intelligence was nerfed, because intelligence back in the day increased your weapons rating. Not your weapons rating, but your how fast you would skill up with weapons. For those who don't know, back in the day you had to skill weapons to actually have your 100% hit chance, or your standard hit chance like you would have now, passively. And intelligence increased the rate by which you would get that stuff, which of course is, well, nice, of course, but yeah. Anyways, the stats, however, got nerfed in other ways too. For example, the crit on agility was removed. The well, what I said, attack power on strength was removed. I don't understand why that is. I can somewhat understand it because most of the gear does only have your main attribute and secondary stats. So you would end up being, yeah, why would I need that shit? So, but what also was removed was, for example, the hit rating and stuff like that. And the hit rating in general was kind of stupid. Let me explain. The hit rating was kind of stupid for two main reasons. First of all, you would have your hit cap, which you always wanted to hit as a raider. So you would just look up on the internet, hey, what is the hit rating that I need for example, one-handed weapons to hit with and two-handed weapons. That was like the difference. Like, wow. Of course, you want to reach those caps, but what are those caps for? If you understand what I'm saying. Why would you want to have caps in your games that, well, are useless because everybody wants to play with those caps? I know nobody who said, yeah, I shit on those caps, I like missing all of the time. No, nobody is like that. Everyone hits those caps and then, like, I mean, even the what was it, like the stat infusion where you could like change stats on items, which was kind of cool in Pandaria, that was removed. That was like used to just reach your hit caps, and then you would take, for example, ask Mr. Robot, who told you, yeah, and change the stats on that item to this and that and this, and now you have hit cap and the most ideal stats. You know what I mean? That is a huge problem that hit cap had, as well as weapons expertise, like expertise rating. I think those shouldn't come back, for example. I say the passives on agility and stuff like that, that is practical because you can work with those stats and just make, like, well, find funny stuff maybe that nobody thought about, like get more crit via agility on your weapons, or not on your weapons, on your what's it called here, on your enchants, for chest pieces or something like that. That is like a major thing that I would say should come back, and the expertise stuff, the hit stuff was really shitty. Let's be honest. Let's totally be honest about that. However, now we come to the crux of what I was thinking about. As I'm looking right now at my low-level rogue that I'm just twinking, because who doesn't need 8 rogues or 7 rogues on the respectively max level when I leveled them? What I'm, well, not worried about, but what I'm thinking about is stuff like agility in general, or the main attributes in general, not having a second effect. They just increase their main purpose is like to be, is it even 1-to-1? Yes, at the moment, like my character has 606 agility and gets 606 attack power. So what is the point of having those different stats instead of having attack power only? You know what I mean? The problem here is you just gate different people of from different gear because, yeah, you want to have more diverse loot. And all of the stats are at the moment quite pseudo. Like, they don't do anything except attack power. And I like the Wrath of the Lich King approach of things. Well, of course, BC Classic as well, where you had like your secondary stat on this. And I think what your main attribute should somewhat entail would be a unique bonus respectively for your spec. That would be something I would love to see. For example, if I play rogue on combat, for example, then this would give me the agility would give me not only maybe not crit, but maybe more multi-strike or something like that, or something that I really need as a combat rogue. As a sub rogue, it would give me more crit, and as a assassination rogue, I don't know what assassination rogues need right now, because assassination is like, was assassination even useful after Wrath of the Lich King? I don't know, but yeah, the stats thing is kind of weird. And what also is kind of weird is stuff like, well, what is weird is that we take so much out of the game stat-wise. We don't have resistances anymore, which is okay, which admittedly is okay. Resistances were a good idea back in the day, but nowadays it's like, yeah, why would you need resistances? 90% of the bosses in one expansion have the same, well, resistance type. Like, if I go into ICC, everything is either ice or shadow damage. Like frost or shadow damage. If I go into most of the Cataclysm dungeons, it's shadow damage or fire damage. If I go into the Draenor dungeons, well, that is more diverse, but I would say most of it is arcane, maybe? I don't know. But the point is, the resistances being gone is also good. Well, in general, I would say the stat shortages are a good thing, but we should really make the stats we still have left. We should make them more unique and more designed for your respective spec, in my opinion. Because I don't really see a point in having a stat like agility or strength when it just is like a one-to-one translator for for your attack power. And what I also find weird, little anecdote at the end, because I will cut the length of those so I can build a bit of footage in. I heard that was like a little criticism on my longer pieces that they didn't have footage, but if I would put footage in, you know, my internet is shit, the upload would take forever. One little note is that the item thingy, I don't know what it was called on English, but the item thingy where they reduced the stats on every item, like made the numbers smaller, the number changes, those actually fucked a bit of the game up, because with this rogue I played, well, as an alt right now. I went into Black Temple, got a bit of gear, and that gear was still better than gear for level 83 in most aspects, like agility wise and stuff like that. So I don't know what happened there, but that thing fucked shit up a bit stat wise. I mean, we are not so dramatically hit by that shit, because on max level we are at Pandaria numbers again. So I don't know. Let's see what Blizzard has in store for bigger numbers. But basically, on the topic of stats, I think that's basically it, because I don't have so much to say about that anymore. I would love to see somebody like this comment on your opinions, like, yeah, I don't know, I am glad with the stats how they are right now, but maybe I'm the weird one here and everybody laughs that the stats are just one-to-one attack power interchanging things. But yeah, I would say I'll see you on the next one, and next time we are talking about probably something other character related, like, I don't know, story or something like that, character importance. Yeah, that is a good topic. I would probably talk about that, character importance in the world of Warcraft. So I would say see you in the next one. Goodbye, ciao, ciao, auf Wiedersehen, peace.